time signatures and bar lines. We've covered the value of notes in a previous tutorial. Now we're going to be talking about the numbers that you'll see written at the beginning of a piece of music. There's all different types of numbers like this that we call a time signature. We have 4/4, 3/4, 2/4, many others. That's what we call simple time. You have more complicated ones such as 6/8, 9/8, etc. You don't see too many of those in modern music. They're more of a classical time signature, classical music, as such were written in those sorts of time signatures, as well as these. The most common time signature of all, 4/4. It can also be represented on music, written as the letter C for common time signature. Okay, so if we have our 5 lines that music's written on, we have our treble clef, bass clef, if we had a bass clef line would be underneath, and the time signature sits right at the beginning. 4/4 we will deal with today. So that means that there are 4 beats in every bar. A bar are the lines that come down dividing up our music. This little piece here, this little piece here, this little piece here is what we call a bar of music. It divides up the song into the time. You can see the bar lines coming down, dividing up the music. Right here. You can see one here, see one at the end of the line, of course. Another little line there, another line there, another line there. So it divides up the music into bars. Bar of music. 4 beats in the bar. Remember, we have done notes such as the semibreve, which equals 4 counts. We did that in the previous tutorial. So you could have one of those notes sitting here, and that would fill up the whole bar. So you'd play the note or sing the note, and it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, lift off onto the next note. You may have the minims that we did. They're worth 2 beats each. So we might put 2 of them in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, then off. 1, 2, 3, 4, that one's worth. Okay. The other note that we've done, of course, is the crotchet. Coloured in stem equals 1. So you may have to have 4 of those in the bar to fill up 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the 3 bars that I've just written there would sound like this if it was played. You'd have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can hear some notes last much longer, some are very short. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4, then off. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So, if we then, and of course that can also be written down in the bass clef, which if you had the grand stave with 5 and 5, you'd have your treble clef here, you'd have your bass clef for the lower notes. If you're playing keyboard, of course, they're joined together in the funny bracket thing, the brace, and we have 4/4, and of course at the beginning here we have 4/4. So that's what music would look like if you had the 2 staves playing. So you would have, if you're playing keyboard, right and left hand. Up here, you may have a melody note, you may have just a simple bass note or something like that playing down there. It just depends what song it is and how it's written, of course. music is different for different songs, of course. Here we have a piece of music, and this displays exactly what we've just been talking about. You have 4/4 written at the beginning there, treble, bass, the brace, 4 and 4. Treble clef, the melody, the high part, and then the bass clef, the low part. And you can see that the time signature is only written at the beginning of the song. See that? It's not on every line. It's only at the beginning. And that sets the time, the beats per bar for the entire song. Don't get the time signature confused with how fast 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't get that confused with how fast a piece of music is played. Normally, you will have written at the top here, to be played at a moderate speed, to be played slowly, to be played fast. Sometimes they're written in English words like moderate, fast, slow, things like that. Usually they're written in an Italian, the traditions of music. So you might have something like moderato. No guess, no second guesses what that one means in English. Moderate. You may have things like adagio or allegro, andantino, things like that. Some of those terms mean to play it at a slow, easy pace. Allegro means you play it at a fast speed. And they would be written at the top here of how fast to play it. Sometimes you might also find what we call a metronome mark, which tells you how many beats are in each bar. So, the speed, sorry. So here we'll have a crotchet equals, and just for interest, 120. So that means you will have 120 crotchet beats per minute, not per bar. It tells you how many per minute. Now, you can sit down mathematically and work that out to how many bars, how many notes of a crotchet fall within a minute. But if you think about it, this may sound complicated, but it's actually not. If we had crotchet equals 60, every time the second hand on your clock or watch ticks, that's a beat. 60 seconds in a minute. And if we had crotchet equals 60, that would be 1 beat every second. So it would literally be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay, 7, 8, counting through to 60 seconds in a minute, okay? So putting that into a time here, for instance, 1, 2, 3, 4, the speed these notes would be played would be 1 per second. 1, 2, 3, 4. So every second is a beat. So 120, 60 plus 60 equals 120. So this speed up here is twice as fast as 60. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it'd be a lot faster. It would be double the speed. So don't get the time signature confused with how fast a song goes. The tempo speeds are normally written at the top. And that tells you just how fast the song's going to move along. So beats in the bar, time signatures, we'll mainly be dealing with 4/4 time. Easy 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you reference back to the previous tutorial about note values, and then replay that one, watch this one, and alternate between the two over the next couple of days with the note values and how the notes then fall into a bar of music. Bar line, another bar, bar line, and how the notes are then put together. And that's why the notes have a different value. Some are worth 1, some are worth 2, some are worth 4, where they then last for the entire bar. And that's time signatures. There's a lot more to come with time signatures, but that's a very basic lead in to give you an idea of how to put the notes into bars of music.